Hello, everyone. I'd like to share with you some good pumpkin seeds. These are from Go Raw sprouted pumpkin seeds, and they have 7 grams of protein, 35 milligrams of omega-3, 200 milligrams of omega-6, and 220 milligrams of potassium per serving. So, pumpkin seeds are rich in many nutrients, especially zinc. And zinc is very important for our reproductive health. It's important for wound healing. And I do believe that if you choose to eat plant-based diet, that you really ought to be eating foods that are rich in zinc, and pumpkin seeds are a food that's rich in zinc. So pumpkin seeds are good. They got a unique taste to them, don't get me wrong, and you kind of have to develop a like or a taste for pumpkin seeds, and for a lot of different fruits and vegetables. I never liked zucchini growing up, but I had to eat it. So over time, your taste buds will change, and like I haven't had meat in a very long time, and I don't crave it or anything like that. And the thing is, I've heard that sometimes when people crave meat, what they're really craving is not the dead flesh of a creature, but they're craving the salt. Because meat is rich in sodium, and a lot of times when people go on plant-based diets, if you cut out all salt out of your diet, sea salt that is, because sea salt is the kind of salt that you want, because it's got all the trace minerals, see. But yeah, if you cut out all flesh foods from your diet, then your sodium intake is going to go really low, especially if you're avoiding salt, sodium in your diet altogether. And if you don't get enough sodium, you may actually start craving that. Just be like animals that go to these salt licks, they need sodium in their diet. And I actually consume quite a bit of sea salt, and sodium-rich foods in my diet, like celery. I love to snack on celery. I also like to consume it with hummus. I think hummus is awesome. And olive oil. I use extra virgin olive oil, guys. I'm really not afraid of using extra virgin olive oil or extra virgin coconut oil. I actually use quite a bit of those oils in my diet. Because I think that healthy fat, plant fat, is beneficial, and there's this belief that the fat you eat is the fat you wear. I do believe that animal fat will contribute to putting excess fat on your body, but when it comes to plant fat, I don't think so. Because I've consumed like lots of avocados, like 2 avocados a day. I've consumed extra virgin coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil. So I've consumed a lot of plant fats and whole nuts and seeds. And yeah, I'm really thin. I don't know. You probably see. I don't even know if you can tell, but I'm pretty thin. I'm like 6'1", and I weigh probably, well, last time I checked it was like 138, around 140, so I'm pretty thin. A lot thinner than a lot of other people, but yet I'm at a healthy weight and I feel good and I can move around, and that's what's important. So, what do I want to talk about in this video? I just want to keep encouraging my viewers to eat healthy, take care of yourself. I believe that it's God's will for each and every individual to be healthy. God wants us to be healthy, not only spiritually but physically as well. And that's a very good thing. and I think it would be hard for anybody to disagree with that. Sometimes we get afflicted with certain ailments, and I believe that sometimes God puts us through trials in order to teach us to learn to be more dependent on Him. And it can teach us important lessons. You always hear people say, learn from your mistakes. Or if you go through something tough, you learn from where you came from. And that's important. The same is true as in regards to health. We need to we need to have that desire in us to want to be healthy in the first place. If you don't have that desire in you, then you really aren't going to even care about any of this. You're not going to care about refusing to eat bad foods and wanting to eat good foods. And I think that so many people that teach nutrition and health, and everything, they can be very dogmatic with their teachings, and I believe that's unnecessary. I don't think that people should be so dogmatic. Like I've said before, there's principles, there's a foundation for eating healthy, and a lot of it is common sense. The less processing you do to your food, the better it is. The more natural whole foods that are fresh, the better it is. Organic, it's better. So, and then getting rest and sunshine, there's so many different things that people don't even consider when they're thinking about health. And I believe that a big reason why so many people today are aging fast and are sick and unhealthy has a lot to do with stress. And that's just simply because they don't take the time to rest. A lot of times people don't know how to deal with issues in their life, and a lot of people try to lean onto their own understanding instead of leaning onto God. And I think that is a very powerful statement. The scriptures say, lean not unto your own understanding. And when you're trying to figure out everything, it can drive you nuts. It really can. People trying to figure out, the perfect diet, people trying to figure out perfect this, perfect that, that can drive you insane. And that does cause stress on you. You've heard people say, keep it simple, stupid. And that's true, you really need to just keep things simple that like a kindergartner could understand, So that is very important when it comes to health, is not trying to be so stressed. How do you like my shades?
Yes. Christopher Lee here.
I don't know if you guys have ever watched some of my comedy videos, but I use these shades and then I impersonate Christopher Lee, see?
This is Christopher Lee here. And I encourage all of my viewers to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are very good for you. They contain all of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients in order for you to be healthy. They have the fiber, so it goes through your intestines. They have everything necessary for you to be 100% absolutely healthy.
So I make a lot of videos with Christopher Lee. It's pretty funny. Which brings me up to my next point, is that laughter and creativity, in my opinion, contributes to health. I've always been the type of individual that likes to laugh and is creative. And I think the more that we can be creative, in our writing, in our imagination, and coming up with new ideas and things is excellent. It's excellent for the body. And I remember Jack Lane. He always used to teach how to do like facial exercise, like you know, he always used to do these facial expressions because he believed that it would strengthen facial muscles. And I do believe there's some truth to that. I mean, I've heard that when you frown, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. So smiling is a good thing, and everybody likes to smile, but nobody likes to see a frown. Frowning makes people sad, and if you're sad, then I don't think that's going to contribute to health. Laughter is good medicine, and it's free. So, I would also say that sleep is another very important thing to keep in mind when you want to become healthy, because it's during sleep that our bodies repair. If we don't sleep, we're going to not be functioning at our very best. We're not going to be able to think clear. We're not going to repair cells. I mean, for example, if you look in the mirror before you go to bed, your face, and you'll notice your skin does not look refreshed. It doesn't look as good as it does when you first wake up, when you're awake after you've slept. Because during your sleep, you're repairing, see? You're rejuvenating. And people that don't get a lot of sleep tend to look older than what they really are. And that's huge. I mean, anybody can just observe that for themselves. Just observe yourself in the mirror before you go to bed, and then observe yourself after you get a really good night's rest. You actually look younger, and you look healthier, more alive. You can tell too, because a lot of people, you can tell that they're not getting enough rest because they may have bags under their eyes. Sometimes that's because of fluid retention. If you consume a lot of salt, I've read before you go to bed that sometimes can cause your eyes to be puffy when you wake up. So if you just minimize salt or not consume anything like that before you go to bed, you'll notice that when you wake up in the morning you feel and look more refreshed. The same thing goes with eating before bed. If you don't eat anything before bed, your body is able to recuperate and regenerate and rest much better than if you were to eat something before you go to bed. Simply because if you eat something before you go to bed, your body's trying to digest all that, and that takes energy. Digestion actually takes up a lot of energy. So if you're not digesting anything, then that's more energy your body can divert in order to repair, rejuvenate, regenerate. So that's something to think about as well. It's just these really simple little things that don't require any money or anything, but yet so many people are so busy today in life, running from here and there, and people just have so many busy lives, and a lot of times it's because of how they prioritize things in their life. To some people, working, making money is much more important to them than getting a lot of rest, eating healthy, so I believe that many people, because of how they prioritize things in their life, actually suffer some consequences because of that. So that's definitely something to take into consideration when seeking to become healthier. Now, there's something else that I would like to talk about. There's a lot of good health quotes that can sometimes be helpful when you're looking to become healthier. I had from here. Let me just see. Mark Twain said, "Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint." Of course, the most well-known, probably, health quote is from Hippocrates, who said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." A fit, healthy body, that is the best fashion statement, from Jess C. Scott. Winston Churchill said, "Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have." Thomas Jefferson said, "The purpose of government is to enable the people of a nation to live in safety and happiness. Government exists for the interest of the governed, not for the governors." Dorothy Parker said, "Money cannot buy health, but I'd settle for a diamond-studded wheelchair." And that's true in and of itself, is that money cannot buy your health. A lot of people have that belief, though. They think that if they can earn more money, then they'll be healthier. And that's just simply not true, because in order to be healthy, it doesn't require any money. Because health is not dependent on money. If you were living out in the nature and you knew about wild edibles and plants, a lot of that stuff is for free. Even hunting, fishing, everything is really free in the sense if you knew how to secure that. And a lot of times health is free because it isn't really what we eat, although what we eat plays an important part in being healthy because we're giving our body nutrients. But one of the biggest things I see of why people aren't healthy is from what they are eating that's causing them to get sick. So a lot of times it's what you don't eat that creates health rather than what you do eat. And of course, we eat a lot more than we really ought to in the first place. When health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot manifest, strength cannot fight, wealth becomes useless, and intelligence cannot be applied. Herophilus said that, Greek. And it's true, when you're not healthy, how can you really function at your best? How can you show your creativity? How can you show your strength? If you're not healthy, why would you really have the desire to want to exercise? Would you be able to really use your mind? Would you have that enthusiasm? And we see that when we're young, when we're kids, we have big dreams, big imaginations, a lot of creativity. And as we get older, because a lot of us were brought up and weren't educated about health, we didn't realize that what we were reading was really affecting us. And you can see that as people get older, they kind of decline in those areas of creativity, strength, intelligence, and even wealth. You really can't create wealth if you're feeling sick and tired. Because when you're sick and tired, you're actually using up more wealth to try to get well. But see, your money can't purchase your wealth. And that's a big problem. So the important thing is to become healthy so that you can then create wealth, so that you can be creative, so that you can use your intelligence. Because if you aren't feeding yourself good and you're putting things into your body that are causing toxicity and damage, you're killing brain cells. I mean, the fact is that MSG, which is in so many foods today that people consume, is a neurotoxin. It's killing brain cells. People that smoke, it kills brain cells. If you're killing brain cells, aren't you really becoming stupider? Of course. And then people wonder, well, I don't understand, why people act the way they do, and how come they can't think right and whatnot. Well, it's probably because you're killing so many brain cells. A lot of the things that we consume are not good for our brains. So we gotta eat things that are nourishing for the brain, like omega-3 fats. And then take herbs that help increase circulation of the brain, like ginkgo biloba. Those things are good for the brain. We need to stay away from things that are bad for the brain, like sugar. Sugar has been linked to dementia, to Alzheimer's. So, common sense says, okay, avoid that. Eat the good things for the brain, like blueberries, which improve motor control, improve memory, improve concentration. And that way, when our brain's functioning best, we can be more creative. And when we're more creative and we're more intelligent, we can use those God-given abilities then to create more wealth. Not the other way around, because money can't buy that. It comes down to what's in here, our will. So, these are just some things to think about. I know I've kind of gone off on a rant here, but I really didn't have one specific thing I wanted to talk about in this video. I just kind of wanted to throw some things out here and whatnot for some of you guys to think about. And remember, guys, that us as individuals, we only live once. We're born, and then someday we will die. And why waste our lives? Why waste your life? Why just throw it away? In my opinion, we should have that desire in our hearts to want to do the best we can do in life. And I will say this, that happiness is part of who we are, and joy is the feeling of that. So, be happy, be encouraged, be motivated, guys. And remember, don't always follow the crowd, because the way that the world is headed is on the path to destruction. The Bible says that broad is the way, wide is the way that leadeth unto destruction, but narrow is the way, and few there are that go down that path. Live a righteous life, do the right thing, but don't follow the crowd. The world says, oh, money is everything. The world loves money. The world loves pornography. The world loves smoking, drinking, partying. The world loves all these things. But wide is the way that leadeth unto destruction. And many people are going on that path. Many people use drugs. Many people do all of these things. But when you really look at it for what it is, it's no good. It really is not. God has bigger plans for you. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be healthy. He has a purpose for your life. And He promises to everyone that believes in Him and turns from those evil things that you will live forever in paradise. So you have a lot to be thankful for, and don't listen to the naysayers at all, but listen to truth. Seek God. Seek God first. Lean not on your understanding, but lean unto Him. He will deliver you out of your afflictions, out of your depression, or what have you. Because God is love. So with that, take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.